everyone, this is Dawn, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to make glittered ornament cards. We're going to make these two cards, and so I will take you through the process of creating the ornaments, and then we'll turn them into cards. So I'm using the Thin Cuts Custom Ornament, and I'm using all the pieces to make the ornaments. Start out with a piece of white daisy cardstock and double-sided adhesive paper. So I'm putting the adhesive paper down on the white daisy cardstock, and the easiest way to do it is to get it started at the top and then pull the release paper off and make sure that's burnished down really well. And then I take it to my Big Shot and I'm going to cut the ornament. So here's the cut piece, and I'm going to glitter and decorate this piece. So I have a box that has a Swiffer at the bottom, and I'm using a coffee filter to catch the glitter so that I can filter it back into the container. And right now I'm snipping off the bottom portion of the ornament at both sides. And it's fiddly, and make sure that you don't touch any of the sticky adhesive that you place on that white daisy. And so I'm snipping it at the bottom, and then I'm snipping at the top so that I can make this an ornament with two colors. And save those release sheets because you can use them as a mask for another project, and we'll use that for the other ornament. So hang on to those release sheets. So I'm starting out with Garnet Silk Microfine Glitter. It's from Elizabeth Crafts, and you can get it from their website. And so you sprinkle it on, and then you use a fluffy brush to brush off the excess and just tap it. And then I take my coffee filter and funnel the excess back into the jar. And it's sort of a multi-step process, and so if you do it in all the right order, then it will keep the mess down because glitter can be very messy. So then I burnish the glitter into the adhesive. You just rub it with your finger and the color will come out and it will get really shiny and glittery. It's amazing the change that takes place when you burnish it in. And it will keep all the glitter from flaking off as you continue. And then I am removing the center portion, and hang on to that release sheet, and I'm going to color the center part of my ornament gold. So it's the same process. You sprinkle the glitter on and then tap it and brush off the excess with your brush. And since you've burnished the garnet color in, the glitter won't catch and stick to that colored portion. It'll just stick to the exposed adhesive. So again, I'm funneling my excess into the jar and cap it off. And then I'll burnish the gold. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it changes color and it gets super shiny as you burnish. And that's how you make a two-colored or multicolored ornament. So that one's done, and then I'm going to do the same process with the ornament topper. And I'm going to make that one gold as well. So it's the same process, release sheet, pour your glitter, tap it off, funnel the excess back into the jar, and cap it off, and then burnish your piece. And if you stick with those steps, then it should keep the mess down. I still wind up getting glitter everywhere, but it's a good process to try to keep it under control. So the next one I'm going to make is I'm going to use those release sheets and I'm going to make another multicolored ornament. So I'm releasing the full thin cut ornament, and then I'm placing the other die cut release sheet underneath it. And if you press down, if you keep the release sheet on and then press down the second one, it'll keep you from touching the adhesive, and you need to get that burnished in really well so that the glitter can't sneak underneath the edges. Some will, but and that's the nature of handmade items, but if you can get it pressed down as well as possible, it'll keep the glitter where you want it. So I have the die cut piece over my full ornament piece, and then just those die cut areas are exposed. So I'm going to put gold glitter down and sprinkle that on, and then tap it off. And brush off the extra. And then funnel your excess back into the jar. And then burnish the gold portions. And you're just rubbing it with your finger and tapping off all the excess. So then when you remove the release sheet, you'll have the gold design left behind. The next color that I'm using is turquoise. And it's the same process. So I'm going to put turquoise glitter on the top and the bottom of the ornament. And I'll have some close-up shots of what this looks like at the end of the tutorial so that you can see the design up close. So I'm burnishing it again with my finger, making it nice and bright and glittery and shiny, and that'll keep the other color from sticking to it. So now we have gold and turquoise. So I'm going to remove the centerpiece. I'm going to put a royal blue glitter down in the middle. And since I've burnished the gold, it won't stick to it, to the blue glitter. I'll tap it off and brush off the excess. Again, funnel the excess back into the jar. These glitters last forever, as long as you follow this process of funneling everything back into your jar. And then I'll burnish this, and you'll see that the gold is still there. And then it will have the royal blue all around it. It's really pretty. And in real life, I don't know if the camera's picking up the bright colors, So now let's make these ornaments into cards. Okay, so the first one, I'm starting out with some die cuts. This is from Altenew. It's the snowflake background die. There's die A and die B, and you layer them. And they create a really cool background piece. There's also a Cricut cut that is really similar to this on the new Cricut cartridge, and you can resize it. It's for a 12 by 12, but you can resize it to any size that you want. So you can make it into a card-sized background die, or not background die, but background cut. So, but this one is similar. So I'm doing white on white so that the focus can be on the colorful ornament, but it just adds a really nice touch to it. So now I'm gluing down my ornament. The first glue that I used was the Tombow Aqua, and I used that on the background piece because it dries matte. And so since it's a intricate cut, there was some that seeped out from the edges, so I didn't want shiny glue to be there. But now I'm using the white Tombow because it's a thicker glue, and since there's dimension underneath that ornament, it was a little bit easier for the ornament to stick to all the different layers. Now I'm back to the aqua glue for the die cut. This is a die cut May Your Christmas Sparkle from Creative Expressions, I believe. So I'm adhering it down with the Tombow Aqua. I've off screen, I've colored it with the shimmer pen from Close to My Heart, the black shimmer. And now I'm taking liquid glass and putting it over it. So kind of sandwiching the shimmer in between and giving it more dimension with the liquid glass. And I forgot to mention that I die cut that sentiment 3 times and layered them and glued each layer together to give it some more dimension. Finished off with a black ribbon. I believe that might still be available. It's black and gold ribbon. It's a skinny ribbon. Okay, we're on to our next card. I'm using a retired embossing folder from Close to My Heart with the string of ornaments on it, but you can use the snowflake one that's in the current catalog. That would look really cool too. So I'm using Bonding Memories broad tip glue pen to attach this piece of iridescent cardstock to the front of my card. And then I've used my stitched rectangle thin cut, the large size, to cut sapphire cardstock to make a frame around it. And I'm going to attach that with the Tombow Aqua glue. The iridescent cardstock is from Tonic, I believe. It's not iridescent, it's hologram is what it's called. So it looks really cool. So I've got the frame around it, and then I'll attach my ornament to the card. And I'm trying to decide which kind of adhesive to use. So I landed on the white Tombow glue to put that down. So I'm going to attach my ornament, and then I'm going to attach the topper also with the white glue, and then I'll use the aqua glue to attach the sentiment. And again, off screen, the sentiment I die cut 3 times and layered them and colored with the black shimmer pen. So I'm putting a block on the ornament just for something heavy to get it to adhere. And then I'll put the sentiment down. And after I get that down, I'm going to cover it with liquid glass for a little bit more dimension. It almost makes it look like a acrylic piece. In real life, it looks really, really neat. So then I've added a black bow, and that's my ornament card. So I'll make a list of all of the supplies that are from Close to My Heart that I use for these projects. And I appreciate you spending some time with me today. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And thanks for watching.